Maybe you should suit up. They'll barely see you.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to our latest book club episode, which is part 2 of Black Ops 2. This is Preston's book club video game, book club game, so I'll pass it over to him and let him finish off. Look, man, I know you're giving me a face, Christian. I always have trouble saying book club. It's not books. They're video games.
I
Video
know,
games
no,
are
it
so
was just funny
weird.
because you were like,
Shop
it's
this
the
fucking
video
thing.
game book club, video game book club.
It's called VGBC.
Yeah.
So anyway, Preston, it's yours.
All right, part 2, finale for Black Ops 2. Before we get into it, I will say that I was able to get into an online match, play a little bit of zombies, really just one playthrough. I died in round 5, but... Alright, so, the amount of people that it said was on the server for the online matches was just under 200. I could only do quick match, team deathmatch. If you look at any of the other ones, no one is playing those other, as far as like
Not
modes.
even. Is there like a SWAT or anything?
No,
Not
because
even
you
like
can click on it and it'll
a hard-
show you number of who's playing it, like how many people are playing it. So like, okay,
Okay.
well, this is the only one that shows people on it, so let's fucking do it. So I hit it,
That's what I
get
did
in.
when I had 100 people.
got on the cruise ship. I'm very well aware of how this cruise ship level works. And then was reminisced with the music in the background of the menus, because I heard that menu a lot because both me and Mikey played it, and there's a last level on here to where I'm like, did they put like some licensed music in the game? Like, oh no, it's just the menu music. So I played a little bit of that. I get into it. Immediately we jump into this match. Everyone's at like 1 to 0 kills, except for one person who's at 45. And their character model is just aiming into the ground, moving around, and people are dying. So this guy has definitely hacked it to some way or another to where he's just getting auto kills from pressing the button, I guess. Who knows? He was on my team, so I
Amazing.
played it for a little bit. I wasn't as pissed off because he wasn't killing me. I was the only person on that team, apparently. So I played a little bit of that. I'm like, okay, this is broken. A lot of people are playing it. But, just under 200 players. People are still out there, I guess. This is PC, by the way.
Why cheat when a game is this old? There's like barely anybody on there. What's
I
the,
don't know,
Because
man.
I wanna
what's the
win.
fun?
Yeah, because
I wanna win.
I don't fucking know, man. Maybe like pissing people off.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it. The other thing is that they love ruining it for other people.
I had a new high for my personal self for the N-word speed run. It was just in somebody's like
Jesus
username.
Christ, Preston.
No, not for myself. I was just looking through the chat on the side. Someone has like their own like website on there, and it had that word in it, and it just somebody was being an asshole. It's still there, even a game that no one plays. It's still just being tossed around there. And then I went to
That's
zombies.
Call of Duty, baby.
Zombies had just under 400 players on it, so it had more than the actual online. I did not play
Weird.
that one online. I played that one by myself because I did not want to piss people off by ruining the game for them, because I'm garbage at zombies. So I played a little bit of that.
Yeah,
jumped
but they
onto a
would. But they
bus.
would have carried you. It would have been.
Then I would have had to play the game for even longer. So no, I wanted just to play it until I died, and that's what happened. So I played that for 5 rounds. It has zombies in it. You pick up guns. They have cheeky people saying things. It's a thing. I guess there's
They
a little
sure
bit.
do.
There's also a story to it too, because you can play like a campaign essentially
Man,
for it.
Zombies has never been my jam. Like I've
There
played it
is.
in the Call of Duty.
I've seen my friend play it. Yeah, my
I don't care.
Mikey's brother played
And
it all the time, and you know what I saw most of the time was him running as fast as he could around the level, and then turning around to shoot the horde that's behind him, and continuously running, and then shooting by
Yeah.
people behind him. I'm like, that doesn't seem like fun
This
to me.
Yeah.
this could be a hot take, and whatever.
It's a fun horde mode
it's
game.
fine.
Why not?
But so that's but here's the thing is that I think there's of all the PvE modes, it's that it feels like everyone ever since Gears 1, everybody has just wanted to copy or try to find their own version of horde mode.
Just do Gears.
And it's
Horde.
just none of them are as good. I think I would rather you just copy it I would. I genuinely would.
The
It
Clone
wouldn't even
Wars
bother me.
video game for GameCube and the Xbox had a horde mode. People just came at you, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, that's what I want." That's all I really want out of the horde
Call
mode. I
of
just
Duty-
want them to come.
The only two I've
Yeah.
ever liked was Call of Duty and it was one of the Halos. Was it ODST or was it
Play ODST.
Yeah, it started with it was either ODST or Reach, but it started with their wave based mode. I forgot.
one of those
War
two
or something.
had a really good one, and those were the only two horde modes I've ever really liked.
And even then, but that's the thing is that I just genuinely the only good one is Gears. Like it's you can build up defenses, you have a whole little mini game before it starts, and then when it starts, it's just waves of enemies, and then you and your friends are just fighting against it, and you just try to get to the end, and then that's it. And like that's all there should be. Like even the one that Preston and I played with Warhammer, like the Warhammer one's cool, but like it's still missing that extra piece. Like it honestly does feel like a zombies match almost, in that you're just running around and killing enemies as you can and kind of trying to that's it. Like the only thing
It's not stand your ground anymore. It's survive as long as you can,
Yeah,
right?
survival.
Which is
yeah,
different.
and it's like
not
no,
horde
I
mode,
just
it's
want stand
survival
your ground. I want defend the point. I want defend the point and build
Yeah.
up a thing and do it for as long as you can. And it's the only good one in my opinion.
Yeah. So, I played those. I wanted a little taste of it, and it's about what I remember. So, getting into the campagna. Campaign. Let's go. Part 2, finale. Everybody, first level, called Suffer With Me. We cut to Mason Jr. and Woods outside going over what happened again.
What an intro!
He says Raul is coming for us. The locket disappeared. Mason asks what happened in Panama. And then we now cut to after the incident with Raul's sister and the grenade. Raul was thought to be dead until he was seen with Noriega. There's a lot of cuts here. What's up, Buckies? There's a lot of cuts here, so I apologize for how many times I say cut to, cut to, cut to, or back to, or we go to, because there's a lot of back and forth in this, even in one level. Cut to Mason Sr. and Woods pulling up to McKnight's home. They talk out back about the mission, objective, false prophet, to plant drugs to ruin Noriega's name. They get the Gringo Go Home spray painted on the side of their vehicle, and then we cut back to Old Woods talking about how it didn't feel right, something with Hudson and the comms. Cut to Panama. Past. At the start of the operation, Hudson goes silent on comms. We enter a building through the roof and fight our way to Noriega. Hudson is back on comms now, and he says he's in a hotel. We bust in and plant the drugs on the bed, but he says that isn't the deal, and to call our boss. We report that the target was acquired, but Hudson says orders have been changed. We are to bring him in as a PC, as he has info on a Nexus priority target. And after this, based on intel you gathered, you may get some more lines of dialogue as far as if they feel like some shifty shit's happening in the background. Cut back to
no intel.
cut back to Old Woods, freaking out because in hindsight he should have known. Woods said he should have smoked Hudson and Nam. Cut back to Panama, and we are to escort Noriega to a prisoner exchange site. He demands a weapon. Hudson tells us to give it to him, so we give him an empty pistol. I highlighted empty.
I thought that was actually
here
a nice touch. I liked that.
until the very end when he shoots somebody with it, but yeah.
Well,
so we give him
no, but
an
like,
pistol.
it was a good
I
little
agree.
dialogue touch where he like ejects the bullets. He talks out like, "They say give you a weapon." They didn't say loaded or anything. Like here, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was just a nice little. We as a player know this dude is a shitty dude, right? So it was a nice little acknowledgement to the player of like, we know what you know. It's bad,
Yeah.
dude, and I liked that.
My monitor just turned off and on for no good reason, but that's fun. Let's see here. Also lost my highlight.
I wonder if your graphics card updated in the background.
The other monitor was just fine. He demands a weapon to get an empty pistol. We fight through the city, which looks great. I put down here. It looks real lived in. They got like blankets hanging off the sides. It just some of the parts are crumbled away. I just a lot of these levels in here, I just felt like they were 10 out of 10s. Real lived in look. I put down here that I keep on getting smoked by RPGs and grenades. And after grenades, I put multiple
Same.
at once. So I'll turn a corner and be like, RPG, I'm like, where? And then all of a sudden you see a smoke trail in the missile like right here and you get smoked. Or you're like, grenades!
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool, I'm going to throw one of them. As I'm throwing one, another one is like right next to me. I don't have time to pick it up. I'm like, God damn it. All these grenades. Now, I don't know if it's the beginning of this one or the beginning of one of these other missions, but like there is a like, you know, the explosive vest like right at the very beginning that I also missed. So I just keep on getting smoked by all these. Cut to Old Woods, and Mason asks how his dad died. Did he go out like a soldier? Woods says, didn't go down like that. Cut back to Panama, and we lost Hudson on comms again. We try to help a lady stuck under some debris and just get side attacked as we try to help her. This, of course, allows Noriega to run. We end up taking chase, and he ends up needing our help at the end anyway. So we chase him down a whole bunch. He ends up trying to jump down this little section and then gets confronted by a whole bunch of enemies. And he's like, help me, please. I'm like, yeah, asshole. Okay, so we pick him back up. We save him and give him a couple gut punches and a face punch, telling him don't do that fucking shit again. From here, we run from a gunship airstrike that comes through the building, and we get to the military checkpoint. We question Hudson on who the Nexus target is, and he says to just trust him. Back to Old Woods again, with more talk about being a soldier and definitely pissed off about Hudson. Go back to Panama, and Noriega has us on top of a building. He shoots the soldier on top to make sure no one knows that he betrayed this Nexus target. But Hudson gets on comms and says, Raul is the target. We got a sniper rifle, see a truck in the distance, 2 soldiers escort a man with a bag on his head. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I, for the life of me, tried not to shoot this person. I shot the ground a bunch. I even tried to shoot the soldiers next to him. That does absolutely nothing. I end up shooting him once in the leg. They still want me to shoot, so then I end up shooting him again and killing him.
Did he react when you shot him in the leg?
So the first time I shot him in the leg, yeah, he fell down. But then after that, I said, like, no, not the leg, you gotta shoot him in the head. I'm like, fine, okay, they're not gonna keep me from doing this. So I end up shooting him in the head.
This
will
pissed me
affect-
off.
How you take care of this will affect the after credits scene. So you don't necessarily have to shoot him in the head.
It affects the ending you get too.
Yeah, it affects
Wait,
the
what do
ending.
you mean? Okay, what do you mean? So like, this pissed me off legitimately because this game has a ton of choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that this doesn't feel right. So
Yeah,
like
of
you,
course we don't. Like,
Preston,
show me his face if you think it's Raul, right?
I shot the 2 guards on the side. Bullets didn't even touch them. They just stood there.
Yeah.
There's a visible wall, right? So they're like, shoot them, and I didn't. And then like I shot the 2 guards, and they got angry. They're like, we said shoot him, take him out. And I'm like, well, if they're pressing me that hard, what happens if I don't? I set the controller down and dicked around on my phone for like 5 minutes.
They just yelled at you?
And nothing happened.
Yep.
So then I tried to turn. It won't let you turn all the way around. Like, you can't do anything. So like, I have to shoot him. So I shot him in the head, and then I got what happens next. And then I'm pissed because like, opposite what you did a minute ago with the bullets and the gun, now you're forcing me into a decision I know is wrong. So this actually like made me angry.
Yeah. So I wasn't a big fan of like they should have made it a more clear that you could shoot him more than twice in the body and not the head, and that will change something later on. So
I had no
as far
idea.
as right
Yeah.
now, right after what's happening next, that happens the same time no matter where you shoot him. So you go down. Woods knows it's not good. He gets to the body and finds out it's Mason Sr. Raul shows up behind you to knock Woods down and bust one of his kneecaps with a shotgun. This is the same no matter what you do.
Yep.
So, cut to Mason Jr., shocked by this info, then back to the scene in the barn from Mason Jr.'s past that we've been doing flashbacks to. There is Raul, and Hudson is also tied up on the chair, telling Woods that he was gonna kill Junior if he didn't follow along. So Raul is there talking more about suffering because he suffered. Raul makes them choose who dies. Hudson starts off by talking about how he has kids, but then in the end just says, "Kill me." Raul takes out both of the knees of the shotgun. Raul has a thing for this, I say. and then cuts his throat with the pendant. More suffering, more lost talk from Raul as he talks to Junior and says, next time you see this pendant, come see me. Cuts back to present day, literally present day. Mason doesn't blame Woods, he says. Says times have changed and Raul is going down. And that is the end of the first chapter. I'm kind of skipping some of the fighting in these chapters because what are you going to do? We're running through, we're shooting drones, we're shooting people. I'm getting fucking smoked by RPGs and grenades.
Sometimes you're not even shooting, you're just running to the checkpoint. That's what I did a lot.
I agree with Alex. That part pissed me off because I'll talk about it in my ending because I was obviously set up to get the good ending. And in this particular instance, I made a choice that gave me an offshoot of a bad ending. And it was like, well, but you made me do this.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know that you had to shoot him twice in the leg and then shoot him in the head.
Or not shoot him in the head, yeah.
Yeah, or right. And then it's like, but I didn't, like...
You made it seem like me shooting him in the body wasn't going to be enough, so I felt like I had to shoot him in the head.
Other thing, like, I liked the one with the girl more because it was a situation where... You're running, and they're like, time's running out, and it keeps showing you on the map, and then, like, as they get closer to the exit, the thing starts flashing red and white, right? Like, it's like, hey, right? And so then when you miss that, like, it at least gives your brain something to sit there and go, like, well, I wonder if I restart, like, restart the checkpoint, like, maybe I can get there fast enough, right? Like, let's see, maybe I can do it, right? And so, in that particular, but in this one... It doesn't because it's like, well, like, it would have been better if, like, maybe the guards, like, you shoot the guards and then they shoot you. Like, they're like, no, that's not what we told you to do. Or, like whatever. Noriega's like, oh, you betrayed us.
Accidentally shoot the person you escort and they go, oh, no friendly fire. I'm like, okay, all right. And they have you restart.
Yeah.
That should have been...
Or you don't shoot him and they shoot him. They're right there. It'd be like,
so that's what I'm saying, right? Like both, right? Like I'm saying, like if you shoot the guard,
Raul has a reason
Noriega's like, oh, he's like, oh, you betrayed us, I'm gonna shoot you, right? Or to Alex, to your point, if you don't shoot at all, like you just let the gun sit there, Noriega's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you now, or whatever, and then or a whole scene plays out from there, right? Like those things I would have liked more, but it's like, no, you have to shoot him and not do this, and it's like, well, okay, but
it's a shitty decision.
The only way you figure that out is after the fact, and I think that those kind of choices are better to stumble into as opposed to having to find out about it later and go back.
Yeah.
I will also...
Oh, go ahead.
No.
I say this mission 2, it was another one. It wasn't quite as egregious as the club scene. The club scene so far has been the most egregious thing, but it was a lot. Right, where they did the 2 shotguns to the knees, and like they showed little like bone fragments and blood there. I was like, all right, guys. And Christian, now I know. Like every time I see it, I say to myself like, same I get it now. But like there were just parts of that where it's like,
just wait until I tell you about the offshoot bad ending I had, because if you thought, it was the scene that happened towards the end of my game was woof.
I would like to mention.
I'm interested because I don't know the ending options, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So before I actually went into that mission, I did finish the strike mission for Second Chance. I did save Chloe.
Did? Okay.
Essentially, just taking soldiers around to points to find where she's at. You find where she's at. You're supposed to escort her out. I'm trying to escort all this from above. All the dudes keep on getting killed, so you actually can take control of Chloe. And I'm like, fuck it. Took control of Chloe, just fucking ran. Went to that right to the extraction point, so I got her out of there. Achilles Veil is the next mission. This one's a little bit shorter as far as... Actually, all these are a little bit shorter now that I got the notes out of my way. But yeah, that mission is just a bunch of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with the big reveal. Achilles Veil. We cut to Karma and Mason. Chloe and Mason. She mentions that it was way easier for her to hack in, and they see Raul is going to attack U.S. and China, taking out both superpowers. 6/19 is on all of the files, and it's the date for Freedom Day, also known as Juneteenth now in the area. June 19th, tomorrow is that date. They say the cyber attack will happen then. We tell Briggs, but he wants us to go to Yemen to get Raul. From here, we switch point of views to Farid's. He is the U.S. mole and very close to Raul. Harper is his SOF handler, who talks to him while we play. Raul knows we are coming, and Raul knows that America is coming, and that he has a traitor in his midst. We join him on stage. He yells Cortes Dia to charge the crowd up, and then immediately an attack copter pops up, and the rest of the American strike force comes in as well. We fight drones and U.S. soldiers. Harper assures us we will get through this to meet Raul and then get out of the city. We fight our way through. Again, great level design, loving these city areas as far as these like older towns and stuff, cities. We get to Raul and he shoots down. We get to Raul. Harper's helo shows up and Raul shoots it down. He drags him out and has us prove our loyalty. We can either choose to shoot Harper or try to shoot Raul. An explosion happens right after we shoot, and Mason is there when Fareed wakes up. This is when we switch to Mason's POV. We now go after Raul with Harper's drones, fighting our way through. I do like having good control of these drones on here. It was enjoyable, not just having them float around randomly. We then head to the Citadel with the army. The bridge section here I wrote down looked pretty fucking neat as well. You got two giant mountain cliffside area with a bridge going across it, the stone bridge. I thought was very nice. Then we find him just waiting in the chopper. Take him in. What did you guys choose as far as taking down Harper or shooting Harper and keeping your cover, or did you try to shoot at Raul?
I tried to shoot at Raul.
Did you? Yeah. I accidentally spoiled myself a little bit on this. I was going through a wiki, and right at the top of the IGN's walkthrough, it tells you hey, this is the decisions you can make to change the story, blah blah blah. And that one shows me that it's oh, you could try to shoot Raul, or you can shoot Harper and keep your cover, and that's part of the good ending is that Fareed has to survive.
Come on!
This is the second mission. So this is where I really started to get angry at this game, because this is the second time I've tried to. I knew he was bad last level, and I wanted to shoot him, and you made me shoot somebody I knew wasn't bad. And now this time I would shoot him again. So this starts 5 levels in a row of me wanting to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
Only to be betrayed by this video game at the end. I'll tell you what happened about that.
Yeah.
But yes, I tried to shoot
frustrating.
him so many times.
So the thing is that
frustrating.
We'll talk about what that entails as far as how that gets you a better ending. I think
it makes you feel like a bad. You feel like a dirty bad person.
Because I didn't want to do it. I'm no, man. This is fucking the homie right here. But also, if you think about it in military ways, is he needs to shoot him to keep that cover. Yeah. He's been doing this for so fucking long. He's been killing U.S. soldiers as he's been coming up to here, and now it's his handler. And the whole point is, his handler's dude, you need to fucking shoot me. If you do not shoot me, the whole thing is ruined. Everything you've been doing is all for none now. I got caught. That's on me. Do what you gotta do.
I do understand that. I think the problem is that in the other two instances, right, there was, when you save Chloe, that one's a clear, I'm saving somebody, who needs to be rescued. In the second one, even though I think it's convoluted, I think in the second one it's I'm trying to avoid doing something that I know is bad. Everybody who gets to that moment, there's no one who's oh yeah, okay, I'll shoot Raul. I don't think there's anybody who played this game that thought that was happening, right? So there's that. In this one, genuinely, it's and I do get the point there, but it's no, but fuck him. So canon, he survives. That military character that you decide to shoot, as far as the good ending of this, he is, from what I understand, canon, he is alive. So there are good endings and there are canon endings. Yes, your handler, his name, it's not Hudson, it starts with the H. What is it again? Harper. He's alive in other Black Ops games, from what I understand on that walkthrough. It's what is canon, what is not, of who dies and who doesn't die, but also it doesn't give you the good ending. So
I don't know if like
It's
maybe he
it's
can
the
get
Metro
survived.
problem. Don't just don't give me decisions if you have an ending planned. Give me your ending, right? Like
Yeah.
it's weird. This mission as a whole, it didn't. Other than that, I wasn't overly frustrated by the story. And again, Preston, I still agree with you. Like the levels look gorgeous. There's some of
Yeah.
the stuff that are done really,
I
really
also
well.
tried.
Incredible.
But like,
Sorry.
I say this one was the moment where I go. The last one, I went, okay, he's a bad guy. Still out for revenge. He's a super bad guy. This one, I go, okay, he's not just bad. He's kind of evil. And then in the ones moving forward, he gets cartoonishly Bond villain. That's
Yeah.
like, and this one was an
100%.
okay bad guy, like because he has somebody in the inside. He knew stuff was coming, like that. I liked the turn that comes next mission. I was like, oh, okay, we're just a James Bond villain
We're
now.
in
Got it.
cartoons territories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
a I
yeah.
had a thing in this level that so the thing that pissed me off too was at the end there. I was hoping to get some extra points for it, but I don't think you do from what I saw anyway. Which was in the beginning of this level, Harper tells Fareed through the thing. He's like, by the way, try not to kill any of the other like the defending forces as you can because they're obviously on our team, right?
I
So
didn't kill
it
any
took
of
me
them.
almost like 30 minutes. I didn't get a single kill, right? And then you look it up, and that makes no fucking difference whatsoever.
doesn't.
You could mow down every single person in that level, and it changes nothing.
Nope, doesn't change anything.
Why did it take you so? It took you 30 minutes. Were you trying to like weave through and
Yeah, I
like
was just
why
trying
did
to
it
get
take
good runs. Yeah,
Oh, I just run
I
jump,
know,
baby.
but I just was.
Run jump,
I
dodge in
was just-
hallways.
yeah.
Anytime I've run and jumped in this game, it's like they always kill me like immediately after, and I just get overwhelmed.
If there's not a turret, then you're usually pretty good. If it's a turret, I get mowed down. But otherwise, just run and jump.
Yeah,
Alright.
I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna do this way. I was just trying to be.
Sure. Yeah.
It was
It's
purely
totally
self-inflicted.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me mad was that it was just one of those things where you look it up later and go, oh, that means nothing. I should have
Didn't
just
matter.
killed every
Yeah.
single one of them.
But it should. But it should make
It should.
a difference because they give you direction, right? It makes you think about it. So.
Yeah.
I agree. Next mission is Odysseus. Depending on Strike Force mission completion, the Secretary of Defense either
Cool.
talks about how either China blames us since it's our weapons, where he has to enact DEFCON 3, as China
That happened
is
to
armed
me.
against us, or if you did all the strike missions, that we are friendly and will help us.
Ah, no, yeah, I didn't get
Wait.
that.
So if they help us, if they're friendly and they help us, does that actually change the way the rest of these levels play out?
Not necessarily because China is dealing with their own shit, but they will help us later on once they get done with dealing with their shit, because China's getting attacked
Cool.
too.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's towards the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just change the ending. So Raul is brought on board the Obama. We have Salazar is interrogating Raul. He says he will speak to Mason only and will tell him everything. He talks more about loss. This guy's a fucking two-note pony. Briggs calls us while we're in there, saying that we're under attack. If you saved Harper, or if Harper didn't die, then Harper tells you about this. But Briggs was telling me, because Harper's dead
Yep.
in my book. An explosion happens, and Raul grabs Salazar off camera. We are put into cuffs by ourselves, and he knocks us out. Again, got knocked out. We wake up.
Can I say, in this part here, there's a moment right before we get knocked out where Salazar's on the ground and he's getting ready to cuff you, right? Raul is, and Mason goes, "But how
would
did
you-"
like he's like very
yeah.
confused. He's like, how did you?" You go, "It's very
you
easy
should
to
know.
figure this one out,
should know.
dude. You got betrayed immediately.
But
There's
they're
three
getting
people in the
attacked.
room."
He's just finding out about his daddy's death.
There's
It's-
there is three people in the room, and one of them is in cuffs, and you know it wasn't you who let the other guy out of cuffs. So who does that
It
leave?
wasn't the explosion. So
I walked in this room knowing it wouldn't let me do anything. I walked in this room and started mashing the trigger to go, maybe it'll let me shoot in here. It wouldn't. That was
Yeah,
the third
no.
time I've tried to shoot Raul.
yeah.
Knowing
Yeah.
he's a very bad man.
So like I mentioned, Salazar is again talking about loss. We get the cuffs on, we get knocked out. We wake up to Salazar, and Raul has
Raul.
escaped. Surprise, surprise. And cloaked soldiers have been dropping in as well. The Obama is being taken over, including the defense systems. Sal, because I got tired of typing out Salazar, Sal goes to secure the server room, and we head to the bridge to fix the defense system. Again,
Hold on. There's right here, when we send him off, here is another moment that Mason should have been like, so this is strange, is that, so he goes, points
I'll
to
get the
Salazar,
server
you go to the server room, protect the captain, you know, blah, 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 right? And he looks you dead in your face and goes, tomorrow, this will all be over, and then walks off. What? You should have. There. And Mason's like, okay, anyways, and then he just leaves, right? And it's so ridiculous because you should have looked at him and been like, no, hold on, don't leave, come back. Run that one by me again. What exactly do you mean tomorrow this will be all over? Like, if you do what I tell you to do, this will be over in the next hour. So what are you talking about? What do you mean tomorrow? So it's just but he's like, anyways, fuck it, and just leaves.
Yeah, it's very stupid. We fight through, hacking some turrets because the defense systems are down. And we find out that once we reach the bridge, we are also locked out of the systems there. So we now head to security, fighting our way through again. More turrets, more guys. Briggs wants to reboot the whole system. We get to security and see Briggs on one cam getting ready to reboot, and on the other, Raoul is in the server room. Briggs doesn't hear our warning and reboots the entire system. We go to Raoul's point of view now, which I absolutely hate. I do not like being in the enemy's point of view after all this time. Not a big fan. So we go to Raoul's point of view and see Sal is the traitor. Raoul gets Briggs hostage, and a slow-mo firefight happens between everybody there. Here, there are 6 outcomes depending on who is still alive.
Okay, I can't wait to tell you guys mine.
So,
Actually, also, while we're talking about this, I'm gonna send you guys a text message right now because I meant to do it when this happened and didn't. We're not quite. Yeah, we have already been in Salazar's point of view where he's going up the stairs. Yeah, and they're finding.
Yeah, that's what Preston.
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
So I'm gonna send you a video. I'm gonna send you a video right now because I forgot to do it when it happened.
Okay.
This is another situation. It's 18 seconds where something happened with my broken ass game, and my character is crawling. It took me I captured 18 seconds. It took me a minute and a half to actually make it up the 2 stairs to where he's at. So anyway, keep going. But as we were talking about it, it reminded me. I was like, I forgot to share this when it happened.
How to react about it.
It's on my slow internet. It is trying.
Gotcha. I'll wait.
But yeah, so it is funny because I also hate when it does the bad guy point of view because you don't need to humanize him. I don't care, right?
You already tried the beginning.
And
You got beyond that point.
Yeah, and I know bad stuff is happening, but it's just weird to be like, look who we've captured. It's like, yeah, I know. So I thought this was at first the drama the game was creating to be like, oh, it's slow-mo. You don't know what's coming. And then I realized, no, my game's just broken again. So yes.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah. I'm moving, but I am
the best part
barely
is that
moving.
I could hear your cat purring, I think, in this video clip.
So are you crouched, or is it just doing this on purpose? Or?
No. He's standing up. My game, I told you this happened a couple times to me when I got stuck on other stuff in this game. My game's just broken. At different times,
Yeah.
I'm walking along an invisible path, and it just slows me that slow. It was awful. I was
That's
pissed.
awful. All right, slow-mo firefight. So we'll go through what everybody got. So there are 6 different outcomes depending on who survived, who died, throughout the entire mission. So I guess I got the good version of this. DeFalco is still alive for me, though. He's not killed in this one. So if Chloe was rescued in Karma, I rescued her in second chance. And DeFalco killed, he's still alive in here. Farid survives the events of Achilles' Veil. Farid will save Chloe. If you do not have Farid, he does not save Chloe, who does not do things later on in the game. Because if you don't,
Chloe's dead for me
what happens
anyway.
is DeFalco just slices her throat.
So in mine,
Well, she
I got
wasn't
a
even there
different
for me
thing.
because remember,
No,
I
yeah,
never
she's not
saved
there for you at all.
Yeah.
So she's just
So
dead.
in my thing, the different one, this is the execution scene that I think would have sent Alex over the edge anyway, which was, so DeFalco's dead in mine, so he can't do anything to her, but Farid is also dead in mine, so he can't do anything to her. So Raul walks up to her and then puts the pistol to her head, and Chloe, it zooms in on Chloe's face, and her eyes are darting around like she's like, oh, blah, 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 looking around, and then he goes, boom, shoots her, and then all it does is blood comes out of her nose, her mouth, and her eyes, and then her eyes roll in the back of her head, and then she drops down.
That's too much.
Could've been
And I
pissed.
was like,
yeah,
I was like, oh, if Alex would have, this would have been. But it was, again, one of those moments where I went, I saw that, and I went, and you can tell by the way the scene is shot in that moment that you're like, oh, there is multiple things that can happen here. Like, I was like, there's probably 6 different outcomes of
Got it.
different offshoots
Exactly.
of like what, like who's here, who's that, right? And so I was like, I'm looking at it, and I went, in this moment, I am more frustrated about it because all of it boiled down to between the Mason part, and then also like the one where with the sniper rifle, and then obviously the Farid and Raul one. And that was the one I didn't know. I didn't know what would have changed that part. But you just sit there and you're watching the scene. You're like, okay, well, I guess I knew in that moment, I was like, I
Missed
definitely got the
something.
bad
Yeah.
thing. Because I was like, there's no reason that somebody would have me save her just to have it end right here, right? So I was like,
Someone
but
else
it's just
wasn't
one of those
alive.
frustrating things when you went
So-
like, well, I guess I'll have to find out what I missed when Preston talks about it.
So I guess I had the lamest one because I didn't have any of those people alive. So I slide down. There's one soldier there. I slow mo shoot him, and then
Yep.
is the second one. Do you shoot his buddy?
So
I forget.
you're not
I
shooting
forget.
anyone
There were
right
only
now?
3 people.
This is all
Oh,
cutscene.
okay.
So I think you're thinking of the
Oh
very
yeah,
end.
no. So I
Yeah,
didn't
you're
even
thinking
get a
very end.
cutscene there. Yeah. Okay.
You probably would have. Well, no, because you do get a little bit of it because you got at a point to where you're controlling Raul, and we'll
Yeah.
get there when we get there. But yeah, when you're controlling Raul, you get to a part to where is it at again? Da-da-da-da. Here we have a choice to kill or injure Briggs. I'm sure you had this choice as well.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's the only thing I had here. Yep.
So the
Got it,
fight,
got it.
that slow mo gunshot happens directly before that decision. So everybody starts shooting, cuts back. You're still as Raul, and
I wonder if that cutscene is as long as it took my character to slow mo walk before
If it
it
was happening in
released
the
me
background?
to speed
Oh,
up.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I couldn't
it
tell
didn't
you.
feel like. I don't
No,
think
it's
it was
not.
that long. But so then, Preston, I guess the
Maybe
question
we-
that I have before you keep going is with that decision that you're talking about at the end with Briggs, is there a
there's a little bit.
good bad thing there? Of course there is.
Yep.
And let me guess, killing Briggs is the good one.
No, killing Briggs is not the good one. He needs to be alive
okay.
to do something at the end. Yeah. So I'm assuming we
Everything
all.
you
See, I mean,
say,
the-
I'm just going. Check on the bad one. Check on the bad one. Check on the.
Oh,
bad
did you
one.
kill him?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, why?
Because you're from the perspective of the bad guy. He
Which
would've-
is
he was-
why I
that's
hate
what-
playing the bad
That's
guy.
what he
because
would have done.
You're not wrong.
That I 100% agree with. I do agree with that one.
Nobody
no,
fired a
hold on,
nightclub
hold on.
and just assassinated
No.
2 people. Like
I just thought about this, but no, because Raul wants motherfuckers to suffer. It would make more sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
for him to
Actually,
shoot
he
him
probably wouldn't have.
and have him suffer to watch everything that happened, because that's the whole story
Yeah.
for him. This goddamn game is I want everyone to suffer. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill
you're
other
right.
people while you
You're
live.
right.
So
no,
I have,
he.
but I understand.
Anyway, I
understand
shot
your
him
decision. I
because
understand.
that's why. So
So
fuck me,
Raul-
I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
All the bads.
I have
Raul
a
loads. Raul loads up a virus onto the main computer, which takes over all of the drones. We go back to Mason, who rushes to the scene, going over how Raul used the Celerium chip. That's a word for the virus upload. Chloe, if she's still alive, may try to work on a fix if she is still alive. Yes. Raul escapes, but Sal turns himself in. We confront him, but end up just going after Raul anyways. He has control
So
of...
in your game, did Salazar get killed here?
Me, no.
It
He turns himself in. Yeah, he turns himself in at the end. Raul tries to escape, Sal turns himself
Alex,
in.
what happened to Salazar in your game?
He's Raul's right hand, right?
Correct. He's
Right.
the one. He's the
He was
traitor.
the inside guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mine was he turned himself in, and then I think at the beginning of the next level, or maybe right after this, like you have an interaction with him, but he's like on the bridge or wherever he is, and
You're
they're
chasing
like,
after
"Why'd
Raul.
you do it?" And
you
he's
talk to him. You're like, "You fucking betrayed us." Blah blah blah. And you get mad at him, and then you go off to save Raul.
Really?
Not saying
That's not
wrong.
what happened with me.
wait.
Really?
So
wait,
in mine,
I feel like mine he died. I don't remember now how he
yeah.
died.
So what happened in mine was, so he runs. He does exactly how you guys described, right? You
Yeah.
fucking betrayed us. Fuck you. Blah blah blah. And then he goes, "I know you guys were mad at me, but tomorrow, like this will all be over." And then Harper looks into him and goes, "You're not going to
And
see
shoots-
tomorrow," and then
and
shoots him in
shoots
his
him.
head.
Because you
that's
guys
what
had
I got.
Harper
That's
alive.
what I got. What I got. So yeah, I forgot because Harper's like, "What do you mean? He's one of ours!" And you run off together, and you're the first one that catches him, and he's saying that,
Not
and
mine.
Harper just like kind of muscles his way back. He's like, "Boom!" And I was like, "Oh, that
Yeah,
took care
Harper
of
blows his
itself."
head off, and I went,
That's
and
what I
in that
got.
moment, I
Yeah.
said, "You know what? Good."
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
I'm yeah.
Wait,
I'm not-
so is
not
that good
opposed
or
to that.
bad? Which was
Bad,
bad.
mean, well-
technically, because Harper's not supposed to be
Well,
alive.
Harper's not supposed to be alive right now, so that's bad.
But I disagree. I think that Alex and I got the best outcome in that
That is
scene.
a good outcome. I will agree with you.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, but Raul twins himself in on mine. We confront him. Yeah, there we go. We got all that fun stuff, and then he has control of the entire drone fleet, and we fight our way through the flight deck. I'm not a big fan of this section, and we get to the helo and head towards a city. Here, you can get one of many cutscenes as far as what plays out. Sometimes the Obama gets destroyed.
Sure.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes China comes in and helps you out a little bit. Maybe Chloe's there working the virus thing. It's just there's a handful of other cutscenes you can get as well. To be honest, I
My
don't
game
remember
was just
mine.
like
They give you
my
a
game's
5-second
went.
cutscene.
Here's the mission select screen, fam. You just want to go ahead and start the next one. That's what
Mine
you got.
was so my scene there was, I think, you're in the helicopter and there's like obviously no one comes to help, and I think you're running with the you're talking about in the beginning of this next mission, right?
No, I'm talking at the very end. So like right before
end
we
of the
start
last
recording
one.
this, because the beginning of the next one has two possible cutscenes where the president's talking to Premier Chen.
Okay, so never mind. Yeah. So
right
then,
before
never mind.
that, at the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
end of this level, you get a little cutscene that kind of just tells you what's happening with the Obama and like the fight that's happening, depending on what choices you made.
Okay.
Next mission, Cordius Dia. Here we have two possible cutscenes. It will be the president talking to Premier Chen, who is acted by James Hong. You may have seen him in a couple of movies. And depending on strike mission completion, he either blames us and is on our side, or he blames us or is on our side and thanks us for being on
Yeah,
this.
he was very mad at me. Yeah,
He's very mad at
Same.
everybody, I'm sure.
Same.
Because none of us did all the strike missions. You have to do all of them and do get good at all of them.
Fuck no.
Um,
Absolutely.
To be fair, most of them ended up being like 5 to 6 minutes, but still, it's more than what I wanted to do. Not a big fan of that type of combat.
Nope.
Mason is with the president on the chopper. We find out that the drones are headed to L.A. When we find that out,
So
we're
really
shocked.
quick, in this instance, I have a separate thing happening in this helicopter scene because Harper's alive in mine.
Yeah, fair
So
enough. Both.
the Secretary of Defense or whatever that's next to the president, he is like losing his ever loving mind because he got injured at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And so Harper actually leans forward and hits him with some trank stuff and is like, "Shut the fuck up!"
He,
and like
he
fucking
does.
tranks
Yeah,
him.
knocks
And-
him out.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Anyway, Madam President, let's keep talking." And the dude's just like slumped, just like knocked out in
I
the
think that's when
chair.
they're in the convoy,
I
too, as
forgot I-
well.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, right now we're in the chopper with President Mason. And then we get shot down while we have that conversation. We wake up again and need to evac the president to prom night, which is I'm assuming a bunker. We are en
Yep.
route on the highway bridge, discussing more about that while talking about the situation. The chopper in front of us on the convoy gets shot down, and a Bad Boys 2 level of slow-mo highway destruction happens.
Yes,
You got
it
the
does.
helicopter flying, cars getting hit, one of the biker cops ends up on your windshield, all sorts of fun stuff. We wake up again and head to the SAM turret to take out as many drones as possible. I wrote down here that this is very chaotic and hard to see anything, but we do have lock on. So we take out a bunch of them, and Anderson shows up and is our only air support. Here we can choose to either snipe the soldiers from above from the highway or rappel down and take them from the ground. I mentioned on here the charge shot sniper is super fucking dope because you can shoot through walls. It highlights them through walls. It's an incredible weapon. Did you guys snipe from here or did you rappel down?
I sniped.
Oh, I was sniping. Yeah,
I
I was
rappelled
sniping
down.
with that thing. That weapon's great.
And I rappel down and still use the sniper.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes.
No, I sniped, and then if you don't rappel down, something crashes behind you,
Yeah,
and then
explosion.
it collapses, and you fall down.
Yes,
So-
correct. We get into another APV, crashing through cars, dodging debris as Anderson is providing cover. So you got a couple of overpasses and stuff crumbling down as well. A truck then just comes out of nowhere and T-bones us. At this point, I put how many concussions does Mason have at this point? Because we're
Oh yeah,
we're getting
CTE
knocked
for
out.
sure.
We're getting knocked out
Yeah.
and we wake up a fucking awful lot.
Yeah.
We go out on foot fighting troops and claws, which are the big like tank mech guys.
Robots.
The four-legged ones. Yeah, downtown LA is a war zone. We got a lot of cool destruction in here and a lot of cool destruction events. I know at one point we're fighting through, like one of the fighter jets just kind of crashes through the little shopping mall that we're kind of in. I thought was pretty dope. But yeah, a lot of good destruction, like as far as like event stuff happening in this one. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Anderson gets hit and has to land. She is telling us about that, a building just starts to collapse, just outside of line of sight. We get knocked out again. Anderson and ourselves, surprisingly, are still alive, and we take her jet. I don't know if you should be taking a jet when you have that many concussions, but more power to you, brother. We start by helping the convoy get to prom night, taking down enemies while buildings collapse. You got got cranes that are falling into buildings and stuff. A lot of cool environmental destruction.
Can I just say, I know they don't want you to think about this, and it's a me thing, but like these drones attacked out of nowhere, right? And like it's not like there's
they're
only a
our
few hundred
drones.
people. Right.
So they're
What
still
I'm
in
saying
fear,
is
I
like,
guess.
what I'm saying is, the people in LA, this
wow.
would have happened instantaneously, right?
Oh, sure.
Meaning, like, there's millions of people. Meaning, like, those buildings would have been full. There would be people all over the street. All I'm saying is the casualty number here would be in the tens of thousands and higher. It'd be massive because, like,
Not
there's
more.
destruction
The entire
everywhere.
I think they want you to think about.
Oh yeah,
that,
they
though.
want you to know that. Yeah.
Do they? Okay, maybe.
I guarantee
And just
you.
with the buildings, everything is just like, yeah, the number would be astronomical.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
100%.
I think they're very. Yeah,
They're very
I
well
think
aware.
Okay.
they're implying that for sure.
We then fly around downtown, shooting down some drones. As far as like we're escorting the convoy through with that plane, taking down helicopters, drones, and then a couple of soldiers on the ground as well. A couple of vehicles. One of the vehicles I did not know was not an enemy for the first couple tries, and I kept on shooting down one part of the convoy, I guess. We then start flying around downtown. They give you a little speed boost. They give you like the whole Star Fox. Here's the open area section. And we start shooting down those drones. I put down here, not anywhere near as good as Ace Combat. And yeah, we continue to fly around. We eject and hit a building on the way down as if he doesn't fucking get concussed enough. And that is the end of the mission. Anyone got anything to say about the fucking
I came
LAC?
away from that plane combat section saying to myself, it is very clear to me why no Call of Duty studio has ever made airplane combat in any of their video
Trying
games,
to
like
turn
from a
in that
was not
multiplayer
good.
perspective.
Horrible.
I was
because
bouncing off of
this
buildings,
was
just like boop.
bad. Like I
You know what's
was
funny,
like, I
Christian?
don't.
I thought immediately that I go, well, this is no Ace Combat. Like that's
Yeah,
literally
That's a
what went through
fact.
my
That's
head.
exactly what I thought. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And in fairness, I will say that most games are not Ace Combat, right?
correct.
But like, I think you could have at least given me a Battlefield,
some type
Yeah.
of actual plane
considering that
flying.
that's your main competitor.
It was bad.
Considering
It felt
that's your
real
main competitor, you could have, you definitely could have at least given me a Battlefield Air Combat, and you didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like
garbage.
this was like.
bad. This is
Tom
where combat
Clancy's
is
Hawks.
trash. You're correct, Alex. This combat is trash.
So this mission as a whole, I probably have the least to say about it
It's very short.
because well, but like I said, it was the one as soon as the drones hit LA, it was the one where I went, this is a cartoonishly James Bond villain bad guy. So
Yeah.
that whatever, I'm strapped in now, right? Like like when things are happening, they're like get to point A, get to point B, like get the president to prominent. I'm just like, okay, that's whatever.
also
It's
had a-
fine. So
I
I
also
don't
had
really
a
have
moment
anything
here
bad
where-
to say here.
To your point about him being cartoonishly evil, I kind of had a point here where I was like, Raul's motivations here don't actually make a ton of sense to me. In that,
Yeah,
I do get his whole revenge shtick,
Wanting to go
right?
after
Like
Woods
that part I do
because he killed
understand.
his sister. Get it.
So here's the thing, though, is that he kind of just keeps Woods alive the whole time
That's
and
what's up.
turns his attention to the Mason family for the most part. But even though like the Mason family had very little to do with
They were
his sister
there.
dying.
That's about it.
Sure, there was lots of people there though,
Yeah.
and none of them got
Yeah.
anything except. And again, in this particular instance, like, okay,
No one left for
so
Hudson.
your whole bit is like, well, I want to make Woods suffer by like watching me do all of these things the way that I have to deal with my sister not being around anymore, whatever. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but like, at the end of the day, Woods is in a retirement home in the middle of nowhere.
go get him whenever you want.
And yeah, but he also has no family or anything to speak of outside
Other than
of
his army brothers.
his
yeah.
attachment to Mason, right? And so even in that particular instance though, you're like, well, okay, so he doesn't really have anything, so you're going to be like, well, I'm going to plunge the whole world into chaos. I'm going to take down America. I'm going to do all this capitalism. You go, and I'm going to complain about capitalism and do this whole thing, right? Like it's this whole America and like a statement on the war economy and all this other stuff, which I do is like, would be a good thing on its own. But when you couple it with like, and I'm really mad about my sister, like everybody in America would be like, yo, we didn't tell him to kill your sister. In fact,
You're part of
from
America.
a chain of command
And they killed my
from
dad.
a chain of command point of view, we told him explicitly to not
Not do it. Yeah.
do that. We actually said from a chain of command and orders, as far as Hudson is concerned, Hudson said, "Do not enter this home." Period. Like, so you're like you. I don't. It's hard for me to understand what he's mad at any given time. Like it's like, okay, you're mad about your sister, but the guy who did it, you're just leaving alive and making him watch all of these things as a punishment. But there is no indication in any sort of part of Woods' character
Like
that
he's involved or
he is
cares.
well, not, that he cares about America to the point where, like, if anything, all of the conversations that we have with Woods up to this point is that he thinks this country has taken a nosedive in a way that he's not happy about. Like,
Yeah.
he always complains. He's like, fucking, you guys are so fucking stupid, and America's dumb, and you guys are idiots, and I should have just taken matters into my own hands to save everybody while I was back in Nam. And you're like, okay, old man, whatever the fuck you're talking about. But, like, in that moment, it's like, well, I'm going to make him watch me bring down America. It's like, I don't know that he cares. Like,
Well, I think at this point is also him getting revenge for his father's assassination. I think that's also a key to it, is why he wants to fuck with America in general. But he also wants to take down the two giant superpowers and have his
Yeah,
own
it just-
sort of I don't know.
it's just,
What's the end game
again,
here?
but he never, outside of in the beginning when he explains, like when he's doing this audio, there's a conversation where he brings up his dad, and I do remember that. But the problem is that for most of the time that you interact with him as Mason, and in general, like outside of that one conversation where he's like, oh, I started on my path, during the Vietnam stuff when they assassinated my father, and I've been involved in trying to fight America ever since then, and grew my power, blah, blah, blah. But his, like, revenge quest, like this whole, where he went from a Noriega-style villain.
Mason did shoot him in the face.
100% he did,
So,
right?
didn't think
But
about that.
again,
So.
even in that moment, though, going forward from that mission where you shoot him to everything else, he is still not that mad at you.
No.
Like, he does not bring up that he's mad at Mason. He doesn't bear that he's hunting Mason at all at that point. He's just like, an American soldier shot me. It's just another list of America's crimes. Fuck America, blah, blah, right? And again, in that moment, they paint him all the way up until that point as like a Noriega style bad, right? Like, it's similar to like the way that people painted, or not people painted, he did it himself, but I just mean like a Bin Laden character, right? Like people who were bad, this is a person who just does not like America, period, because of X, Y, or Z and all these other things. And in both cases, like America was in a country that it was probably had no business being in the first place, and then all of these things happen. Here we go, we've created our own monster, and now it's here, and we have to deal with it, right? That's a compelling thing, and I think that that's something that you can do, right? But then, like, they stop that immediately when his sister dies, and it turns into, my sister's dead, and now everybody else has to pay for it. And you're like, okay, fair, but to Alex's point, when you see the scene in LA where all of these, like, millions of people, you're dead. It's like over millions of people are dead. You go, so what? Like, what did they do? And then also, like, what does that do for your sister too? And three, again,
No, he's gone off the deep end
sitting
at this point. He's a psychopath. He's just beyond reason at this point.
I know.
It's
just but they
don't try to reason
like,
with the psychopaths.
Yeah, but the thing is but the game tries to do it. Like,
But he's not a psychopath. He's very calculated. Like, he's been calculated
that's
this
the thing, is that
whole
the game tries to
crazy.
paint him as a very, very compelling villain, right? Like, it wants him to come off like that. But to Alex's point, it gets to the end where it's so cartoonish that you're like, this is like a, like, it's very cartoonish villain, but then you're like, but I also don't even understand your own cartoonish motivations. Like, it ends up coming off as like as dumb as I think Sephiroth is in Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, oh no, I'm like, everybody has to die. And you go, why? And you go, 'cause I said so. And you're like, oh, okay. And you're like, yeah, aren't I really evil and bad? And you go, I mean, yeah, you are evil and bad, and that you want everybody to die for no reason, but like, is that all? Is that it? And you're like, yeah, that's it. That's
and it's
nothing
not
else.
just America, though. Like, I know he's trying to bring down America, what he does, and bring down America by having them kind of attack other countries and get those countries to come back on us. But, like, you're also now just bringing other countries into this fold of, like, murder and death and casualties for no reason. Like, it's just... It was the moment where he took over the drones and he pulled out his glass eye and he smashed it with a simple little, like, boop on his hand, which I thought, like, you've been punched in the face, sir, many times. Like, I actually saw you do it earlier in this video or this level. That should have broken, and then what? But, like,
the best part about that too is that you're telling me
of, like,
with all the
okay.
future tech that they have, and they're like, when they bring him onto the ship, you're telling me that not a single person was like, let's scan him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just, I know it does feel like we're being nitpicky here. It's just that
you are poking holes in the
it
Black Ops campaign story.
I know. Yeah, sorry, you can keep going. That's fine.
Well, that's why I said I didn't have much to say about this level, because, like, by this point I had resigned to be like,
you're
that's
just
what
letting it wash
is.
over you. Like, let's just get through this.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, final mission, Judgment Day. President is filled in on all that happened. We're not going to go through it again. And that they trace the source of the signal to Haiti. You hear the president go, Haiti? jump to Haiti with Mason, and we are strapping on. I said jetpacks, but apparently these are gliders. We go over the mission and open up the back to see all the other helos as they are taken down. We are hit as well, and we dive down, dodging missiles,
Yeah.
and we land to the Black Ops menu.
We're dodging the
multiplayer menu thing.
anti-aircraft stuff, right? So they're like exploding in the air, and
Yeah, I'm sitting here like they're like
Yeah,
dodge the
those anti-aircraft
missiles, and I'm
bullets.
like going left. I'm like, but none of these are like reaching me. I'm like, okay, all right, well. I think even the walkthrough, I was watching. Like,
What do
the
you know
dudes
about air defense,
Yeah, I know
Preston?
fucking nothing. You're right. You got me. So yeah, we were dodging the anti-air missiles. We land to the Black Ops multiplayer menu theme, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, where do I fucking know this song from? And I'm like, did these pull this from like a movie or a show? I'm like, oh no, that's the multiplayer theme song. Okay, gotcha. Which, to be honest, I didn't feel like that fit unless this is supposed to be like the grand, like, hey, this is our final like battle hurrah music. I'm like, this is a menu song. I don't know why we're playing this here. We fight our way through. Same old. Claws, drones, RPG, etc. Shoot them dead. We make our way to the control room, but cannot shut them down. Raul starts a broadcast showing drones over New York, but they all self-destruct. He says, the U.S. military is now crippled. We cannot stop him now. Takes a call to Cortes Dia to attack. Raul triggers explosions in the building to cover his escape, and we fight through to catch him. An explosion takes the floor out beneath us, and surprise, Raul's there in a military outfit, along with two other guys. You do a slide down in slow mo to take out the two soldiers, jumping to Raul and stabbing him twice. You now choose to capture or kill Raul. From here, there are...
real quick.
What's up?
but I just got to tell you what happened here before you tell us the endings,
Okay.
because I've told you I've been trying to shoot him every time I.
I'm
get a
assuming
chance.
you shot him.
Okay. So I slide down, I kill the first guy, I stab him twice, and I start pounding the trigger, right? I'm like, let me shoot him, bop, 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 bop. And I'm like, it's not doing anything. I was like, you know what? Let me hit the A button to get to that choice. I hit the A button right as I go to hit it. The two options pop up, and I hit
no.
A, which
To
didn't
capture.
do him, and captured him. And I slammed my hands on my desk. It was like, fuck.
Oh,
I'm surprised you didn't
no.
just like quit out the game right there. I'm like, nope, we're gonna restart this checkpoint real quick.
Yeah.
So mad.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
that's what
you
happened.
picked a good decision finally. Congrats. You did what you're supposed to do.
No. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So from here, there are 6 different endings. I don't know if you really want me to
Goodness.
go through all 6 of them. I think we can just talk about which
No.
ones that we have. If you really want to,
You don't have to. You can if you
I
want
can at
to,
least
I
talk
should
about
say.
the
Let's
good
talk about
ending
what
if
we
you want.
did, yeah.
So yeah, if you want me to, I
Yeah.
can talk about the good ending at least, so you can like know what's supposed to be the good ending. But
Yeah, I want to know.
Obviously-
I want to know the good ending for sure.
so for mine, it ended up being that obviously Rule. I took him hostage. I did not kill him, so he goes to prison. And then it shows that Chloe's working on some stuff, but I don't get the good ending, good ending, because I guess it didn't do all the strike missions. So what ends up happening is, obviously, we're in a war with China now, and then they have I can't remember exactly.
Bad
this, but
day.
essentially, Raul escapes because the virus is going through, but Chloe doesn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that that's part of the bad ending.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find out my ending here real quick. Da.
My guess is that
Christian-
yours plays out like the rest of the bad ending if...
Wait, did you-
Pretty much.
Did you kill him, Christian, or did you save him?
No, I captured him because I was like, I'm sure the game wants me to do this, and so I was like, I'll just do it. I did have a really... I sat there for a second, though, and I was like, I should just fucking smoke
Section
this
capture
dude.
Menendez.
Now I wish.
Take him to
Now I
prison.
wish I would have gone back and done the checkpoint and actually killed him, because
You
that's what I
don't.
tried to do the whole
Yeah.
time.
if that game had presented you like, do you want to restart the mission? You would have just been like, uninstall.
No, I'm done anyways.
You
yeah.
know it. I
I'm done
know
anyways,
it.
yeah.
No, but I just
Section
wonder
one-
what happened because so much of the ending has to do with him escaping.
Preston's gonna tell you.
I'm getting you right here because I did not get the good
Oh,
ending.
sure.
Section and Woods are seen next to Mason's grave for a moment to remember him. A Celerium worm infests local power plants close to the prison where Menendez is being held. Now, Chloe survives, but for some reason she didn't do this for me. But she's supposed to detect the worm and crack it, saving the power and keeping Menendez concealed. That did not happen here. The power goes out, Menendez escapes, and it shows Menendez in his sister's grave, digs out to her, covers himself in gasoline, and lights himself on fire. Which,
Lights
by the
himself on
way,
fire. Yep, same thing
they
happened
cut
to me.
away from him lighting himself on fire as if everything else in this game was super kosher and not super gruesome.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then...
Even though they showed his sister earlier in the game, completely burned with no eyes and no
Yeah.
nose,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was another shocking
Yeah.
moment where it was like, oh, unnecessary, but okay.
Yeah. I think something else happened, but go ahead and go through your guys' ending, and I'll go through the good ending. I'll see if I can...
So mine was the same thing, except Chloe was never there. So the thing goes off, he gets out, and then he sets himself on fire and does the whole thing. And that was, it was this moment where I was looking at it, but something happened with mine where I didn't end up having a conflict with China. I got something like that. But either way, well, before we get to our, because that'll just be the end. So go ahead, Alex.
So I may, Preston, you might have to double check and see all the possibilities because I might miss something here. I capture him and he goes, "See you in a year."
Yeah,
So
he
then,
does.
like,
Yeah.
power stuff happens. We're in a war with China. He gets out. He first goes to not Mason. Mason or Woods? Which one's in the wheelchair? Woods.
Woods, yeah, he goes there
he go-
and cuts his throat, yeah.
he goes to Woods, he kills Woods, and then he puts him in the bed. And like Woods, like, oh, I wondered
That's what
how
I
long it
forgot,
would take
yeah.
you to get here, blah, 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 right? And then he goes back, he digs with his hands to his sister's grave, pulls her out, lights himself on fire,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that. So, like, I think I got all of the worst possibilities.
I think so,
because
too.
Nobody
Yeah.
was, like, the girl wasn't alive,
Same.
didn't save anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I got mostly the good as far as, like, towards the end, like, it was me not doing the strike missions and me not saving Mason. That kind of screwed
That's
me
so
in the end.
dumb.
Yeah, but it's mainly the strike missions that kind of screwed me over. Because I did what I thought was all the proper ones, and then I started seeing, like, oh, well, if you do all strike missions, I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. Some of them get expired after you defeat a mission or two. And then I'm just not going back to do all those strike missions.
No.
But yeah, I got that same deal. But as far as the good ending, I'll give that to you real quick. Obviously, Mason survives, Chloe survives, Menendez survives. Section captures Menendez, who is taken to prison. It is then revealed that Alex Mason survived getting shot by Woods and reunites with him. I did watch this cutscene. It is kind of weird. It kind of cuts in between Woods showing up. So Woods just like walks into, not Woods, Mason Sr. walks into Woods's like room, assisted living room. And I don't think they ever gave us a reason as to like how he just shows up. I'm assuming that Raul had him captured the entire time. That's
Yeah.
my guess. Is like a prisoner of war type of deal. Section then joins his father and uncle because Mason Jr. shows up too. And they go, oh, another Mason. He's like, what the fuck? So he goes in there like with his gun, and Woods is like just chucking it up, and he's like, yeah, I want you to meet Al. He's your dad. And then they get all buddy-buddy, I guess. A Celerium
they do.
worm infests the local power plant, like we talked about earlier, but Chloe detects the worm and cracks it. I don't know why she didn't do it for me. Saving the power and keeping Menendez concealed. Later, she appears on Jimmy Kimmel's TV show on the prison TV, where she insults Menendez, who is seen raging in his cell and bashing his head against the TV multiple times before laughing it off. This is the best ending that players can achieve. So that's essentially the best ending, is that China doesn't hate us, Chloe stopped the virus from letting him escape, and Woods survives. Alex, did you continue with the rest of the credits?
I did. I fast forwarded the credits, and then there was
There's one last scene.
There
There's
is
no way you
one last
forgot
scene.
this. No fucking way you
Yeah,
forgot
you
this.
didn't get it. You skipped it.
You skipped it. So
No.
You would have had to, because if you don't know what Preston's talking about right now, there is I
maybe you're just
promise
forgetting.
you.
Let me see if I can refresh your memory.
Yeah.
Lean into
So-
it, yeah.
Cuts to Woods in the wheelchair. He's got a band shirt on. Menendez is also there. He has a band shirt. So Menendez's
And
band
he
shirt
has
just
an
says
acoustic guitar.
Cortes Diaz. So he has like the band shirt for like his like little slogan, where his like Army Man. Woods is wearing an Avenged Sevenfold shirt. And I don't know if you remember me talking about this at the very beginning of the part one, is that there is a guest surprise voice acting, and it ends up they're sitting there kind of jamming out. You know, Woods is tapping on his legs, you know, as a drum thing, and Menendez
Yeah.
has a guitar in his hand, and they're talking about playing a set. The two Avenged Sevenfold dudes from the band come over there, start talking shit to
I
Menendez.
did not get this. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they end up playing a full Avenged Sevenfold song, like a live concert song, and all the
Yes, they
NPCs,
do.
that Miss President, all the guys are all dancing
Yeah,
and rocking
everybody's
out at the
hanging out
very end
together.
with
Yeah.
a full Avenged Sevenfold song at the very, very end. I'm kind of disappointed that you missed this, Alex.
Me too.
You got to watch
Me
it
too.
later on. It's
I
Yeah.
actually
fucking
I had
stupid.
the exact opposite reaction when I saw it, and it was like showing Woods and Raul being all buddy buddy, and they're talking
Like, what
and
the fuck
yada yada
is
yada.
going
Like
on?
it's a, and I looked at it and I went,
an Avenged Sevenfold shirt. Yeah. Like, uh-oh.
yeah, I was like, oh
Uh-oh.
right, this has to be where the Avenged
blooper reel
Sevenfold thing
thing,
is.
yeah.
And then it started playing, and I just went, God, this is so fucking dumb. Like and I know that it's supposed to be like a fun
It's a cheeky
thing,
thing,
and I
yeah.
get it.
I'm sure they did a song.
It
for the
is, because you're
soundtrack.
supposed to be like, look, it's all that. Here's all the NPC. We're doing this. It's for fun and yada yada yada, right? And like, you know, other movies have done that before, and other games have done that before. Like, I get it. I guess the frustrating thing for me is that again, there seems like more so than I thought there would be, and it kind of, it's kind of how I like. It's the weird thing that I feel about this game just in general, but it's like, it feels like more than I thought there would be, that there was a real attempt at like trying to make this game be something, like have something there, right? Like real, like a real shot at like a story that they were trying to tell, and have all these different little mechanics and little Easter eggs and different things that would feed into it. And for a back half of a game that I felt kept undercutting itself over and over and over again, I felt like it kept undercutting itself over and over and over again. And then to have this moment at the end, I was just like, so then was there, like, do you even care? Because if you don't care, then
Yeah.
it feels like I shouldn't even be, like, I'm like, okay, fuck this. Like, it was in a moment where I think they were hoping that people would be like, haha, that's awesome, it's fucking Avenged Sevenfold or whatever. I was just like, this is fucking dumb, man. Like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, I don't know. It fell completely flat for me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's the end of the game. Everyone want to go around and give ratings and final thoughts?
Sure.
Most of the thoughts are out there, but yeah.
I will give it. What do we do? A middle? A 2.5 or a 3?
2.5 is out of 5. Yeah.
Two and
Out of
a half
five.
is a completely average game. Yeah.
Very average.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's what I'd rate it as, based on the time it came out. Because there are things that are nice. Like it was very pretty on the
Very
remake
pretty.
or whatever.
Level
the
design
one
was
we
actually really
played.
good as far as like being for a linear game,
Yeah.
actually feeling like you're going places kind of deal.
Yep.
Loved all that. I think the acting was really good. Like whether or not you like the writing, the story, I think the acting and the animations, all that was
Yep.
10 out of 10. Obviously, it's Black Ops 2, so they got a lot of money they're pouring into this. It's it's Call of Duty, so they got the money to do it. But like it's as far as presentation
gun-
itself, outside of story writing, it's 10 out of 10 there.
Yeah, the gunplay was average. It was
good.
the same in every
I
other
think
Call
it's
of
a little
Duty.
bit better than
around the
average. I
time.
mean, it's Call of Duty. It's
It was good. It was good, but I didn't think it was. It was not memorable compared to any other game at that. Like Battlefield is the same way. Battlefield actually I liked a little better because the realism, but like Battlefield and other Call of Duties, it felt the same. The story was either forgettable, if not forgettable, comical at times. And I hated the fact that they gated some of the outcomes to that really bad
Strike
game
mission
mode.
shit. Yeah.
So I would rate it completely average game.
Okay.
2 out of 5. Or 2.5 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been bouncing around. I keep trying to bounce around between a 2.5 or a 3,
Yeah.
only because I really do think, like, I do want to give kudos to the effort of trying to make something more be there for people that just expect a straightforward
Bro
Call
shooter.
of Duty campaign, especially coming off of all the Modern Warfare games, right? Like after 3 and then leading into all of that, right? So like, I do want to give props to that, but I think it falls flat so much. I think even the ending part, right, with Raul, where unless you get the perfect ending, which I do think, I still have all of my issues up with before that, but it's still like it's like a satisfying ending for him as far as he's still stuck in jail. But like, in any of the other endings, it's like, okay, so he gets what he wants, right? So he as soon as he gets to the end, he's like, America's been defeated, blah, 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 and he fucking detonates all of our drones or whatever, and then he's like, that's it, fuck you, I win. And then he gets captured and goes to jail, see you in a year, that whole thing. But at the end, like, but even in that moment, right, you're like, okay, but no, you just...
What happens
like,
now?
You lost.
Yeah.
Like, you lost because your whole point was that you wanted to, like, beat America, but as far as money is concerned and the global economy and everything, like, yeah, it's going to be a rough couple years, but, like, it's going to be all right. Like, all those like, all the things, all the drones and all that other stuff, those will come back eventually, and the truck will just keep us spinning because you've ignited the war economy in a way that's not slowing down anytime
And he
soon.
he didn't destroy any factories, right?
Right, like all
that's
you did was
still-
destroy the ones that are there. It's like, okay, well, all the ones that are in warehouses that still need to be built or finished, or like those are still right there, so that's fine. And again, to the Woods part, it's like Woods is like, oh damn, this might be the end of the country, and then he stops the attack and goes, okay, guess not, that's fine. And then again, he goes all the way to the in that particular ending, he goes all the way to the old people's home, cuts his throat, and Woods is even like, I wondered how long it would take you. He doesn't even care. He's not upset about it. He's like, I wonder how long it took you to get here. And because he's like, whatever. Like, there's no... And you can see in that moment when they pull up to the old people's home, everything's fine around him. Like, there is not a single issue. It's nighttime. There's everybody else is asleep in their beds. No one's running around. No one's worried. It's just a normal, like, okay, boop, come in. And then he leaves. And then you go all the way back to your home and then burn yourself alive in front of your sister. And it's like, so what did you do then? Like, I don't even understand. It's like, okay, so you did all of this to prove a point to no one.
If you got out of prison so easily, you could have just gone back to do more damage, given how easily you infiltrated everything else. But like, you didn't do that.
But
you
then
were just
again, like you killed the dude,
you caught me, so
killed
I'll
Woods,
end
and
it
it's like,
myself.
okay, well, Woods isn't here anymore, so you can't do anything. You've realized getting out of prison, I suppose, that America and everything else is still completely trucking along like it's supposed to. So then you just go back, you're like, I guess I'll kill myself, and it's like, okay, I don't know, man. It just feels like you just didn't do anything. It feels like you had a goal that you set out to do, and
He made
you
people suffer. That's all that mattered to him.
but not the people that he wanted to suffer.
I mean, Woods suffered. I mean, if Mason died and everyone else is dead as far as his army brothers, he suffered.
But Mason didn't die.
In the bad ending, he did die. If Raul gets what he wants in the end, he wins.
No, but in the bad ending, Mason was dead already because he got shot in the head. So, but Mason Jr. in the bad ending does not die. Mason Jr. is still alive.
Well, Mason Jr., I mean, you could say that because the military is crippled and he's like in the army uniform, like when he gets in there. So he has infiltrated the U.S. military. I guarantee you, Jr. is dead.
I don't think that's. I don't think there's any
But that's
implication that he's
shit
dead.
speculation. So who cares?
Yeah, I think that the idea, because even in the good ending, he's still a soldier and he's not
In
going
the
to
end,
stop
he
serving.
made him kill his best friend. So
Yeah, but that was so
there are
long
definitely
ago.
that's all he
There
has.
are
That's
definitely-
all you can get to make him suffer. That's all you can do.
There are
other than watch
definitely
the world.
times where you're right. The character would be very upset and very sad, but to make your whole goal that you didn't do a great job.
No,
Right, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't- it just doesn't-
Call of Duty story. That's where we're at. You're not going to get much.
I
more
know,
outside
but
of it.
but again, the reason that again, that's what I'm getting at is I'm just saying, like, it normally I went into this expecting it's just a Call of Duty story, whatever, it's not going to fucking matter. It's those developers who were trying to make it. You can't tell me that they were not trying to make it more than a Call of Duty
David
story.
S.
They
Goyer
definitely
wanted
wanted
to
to
write
be more.
something impactful, for sure.
Right. And so that I'm just saying, like, it's clear that you wanted to go for something. I just think that on every level that you were trying to go for it, I just think that it misses.
So
Oh,
where
yeah,
you
the story is
where
not
you
good.
landing then?
I would go 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it ends up just leveling out to just be an average game
Average.
at that point.
I was-
Because
Alright.
there's so many things that are cool about it. Like all those set pieces. Like there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
are good, but
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I was bouncing between the 2.5 and the 3. I'm going to lean more towards 3 just because of the quality of everything as far as like the quality of level design, the look of everything for it being like this old of a game, the voice acting, all that kind of stuff. The gunplay I absolutely love. I think Call of Duty's always had that solid gunplay. And, you know, I'll sit here and play all those Destiny expansions just because I love the gunplay. Some of the stories can be hit and miss on those things, but like as long as you give me good gunplay, I will probably stick with it.
well,
so,
not
yeah.
anymore. But
I give it more of a 3 is what I give it out of 5.
Okay. Again, not a bad game. It was just
No,
average.
yeah.
So,
Maybe a little more.
all right. Well, Christian, tell us what's coming.
Yeah, surprises, Christian.
yeah, no surprises yet. We're playing Snake Eater. Woo!
Metal Gear 3.
And
For the
yeah, Metal Gear
uninitiated.
Solid 3, Snake Eater. And we'll be playing the Master Collection version that is on Steam and everything else. So
Okay.
feel free to play along. And we will be playing all the way up until the point where we defeat a little friend that we all know and love, Revolver Ocelot.
I was gonna say Ocelot.
So you will be defeating him, and the character that we play as in this game, as no surprise, Big Boss. We will, after we defeat
Oh wait, because this is a
Revolver Ocelot.
prequel.
Yep, this
I
is
forgot
a
that.
very
I forgot that
so
was Big Boss.
so Solid Snake and Liquid, the
Not here.
and Solidus for that matter, the evil triplets, they do not exist. They are not here yet. This is
Okay.
all pre
Young
that.
Ocelot.
So
freshly shaven
yeah,
face.
yes, we do.
Is this?
And
I was like, is this the one with the long cutscene in the beginning? Are we doing that?
no,
Or is
you are
okay.
thinking of 4.
Oh, okay.
If,
okay.
if you are thinking of a game that has a Metal Gear game that has a long cutscene in it,
Yeah.
you are assuredly thinking of 4 because there's at least 15 of them.
Okay. So, but not like the hour long. Like it kicks off with like an hour long cutscene. That's 4.
No, it doesn't. It's not. No, it doesn't kick off with it, but it's there.
Okay. Okay. So then we're playing like normal until we defeat Revolver Ocelot.
Yep, you will be in that boss fight. You will defeat him, and then Big Boss will jump off into like a ravine. A cutscene will play there. As soon as that cutscene ends, and you get a chance to save, turn your game off, and we'll pick up from there.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Set
already
aside ample
downloaded.
time. Set aside ample time. I don't think it's going to be that long, but I know how this goes when I say that, and I mean it especially for this one because unlike the other two, I have played through Metal Gear Solid 3 multiple times because it is up until now. I don't know. We'll see, but this one has always been my favorite. So this one, I do know about the stuff. I know all the so I will go through it probably faster than you guys, but there's 6 missions in this game, like 6 overarching
Okay.
missions. There's sections in between there, so we're just gonna break them up 2 and 2 and 2 because that's gonna be the easiest way to do it. So
Okay.
the first 2 missions end with that Ocelot fight, so that's where we're ending.
Okay.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for hanging out with us for our Black Ops 2 Part 2 book club, and make sure to check in with Preston on his Star Wars Sundays, and then back in next week as we'll have a new episode for you, as well as our first part of Metal Gear Solid 3. Thank you once again. With that, Preston, you know what to do.
Hit it.
Maybe you should suit up.
Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.